Welcome back to Milford High School as we are set for kickoff. Milford will be kicking from left to right to the Stoughton Black Knight football team. 2-0 is Stoughton on the year. 0-2 is the Scarlet Hawks. As set to kick it away is Eric Nunez for Milford, and the Scarlet Hawks certainly hoping for a better outcome than last Friday night here in their home opener. Nunez lines up. And here we go. Kickoff from the 40, sails to the Stoughton 20-yard line, and it's taken up the left side for about a 6-yard return. And on the return was Kevin McDonald for the Black Knights. They'll start at the 26-yard line. We're just underway here at Milford High School, the third game of the year for the Scarlet Hawks. Tom Nappy and Mike Antonellis here on the call.
First down and 10, Black Knights at their own 26-yard line.
Quarterback Stanley Sayas takes the Black Knights to the line. Sayas on center. Man in the backfield motion left to right. Pitches it to the motion man, taking up the right side, the 40, the 45, the 50. He's off to the races, the 30, the 20, the 10, and into the end zone. On the very first play of the game are the Stoughton Black Knights. Certainly a great play there by Stoughton, Mike, as he just broke free up the right side.
Yeah, you know, he just found the hole and he just took off from there, and it was kind of a foot race, and he won.
And now here is the extra point attempt. The attempt will be made by Joseph Girolamo. The snap and the kick. A very high extra point, but it sails through, and it's 7-0 Black Knights on top. Well, the Black Knights get on the scoreboard very early into this one. Less than a minute into the game, 21 seconds to be exact. We'll take a timeout. You're listening to Milford Scarlet Hawks football on First Class Radio Sports. Welcome back to high school football on First Class Radio Sports. A nice start for the Stoughton Black Knights, 7-0. A 74-yard touchdown run by Derek Viveros gets the Blackhawks on the board, and now they will kick right to left to the Milford Scarlet Hawks, as Milford will have their first offensive drive of the game. As set to kick off is Joseph Girolamo. And a low kick, takes a couple bounces to about the 23-yard line. A return up the middle by Nunez, and he's brought down at around the 30.
Number 10, Eric Nunez on the return.
So here comes the Scarlet Hawks offense, led by junior quarterback John Hearns. Mike, what's your take on Hearns? I think he has a very good arm, and he's developing nicely. I think in his senior year, you're really going to start to see a lot of progress.
Yeah, John Hearns, he's definitely a smart quarterback, and he just needs to establish more pocket presence, and he needs to know that he doesn't always have to scramble to get a big play.
As Hearns throws to the right side, off of the snap he took in the pistol, and it's complete to Stephen Luna.
Caught by number 32, Stephen Luna.
That will move the chains for the Scarlet Hawks. So far, so good for the Scarlet Hawks, as Hearns lines up once again in pistol with a lone man in the backfield, and it is taken up the middle to about the 40-yard line. It's going to be a gain of about 3. And taking it on that carry is the running back Sean Arquilano. The snap from the shotgun, a pass over to the left side, and that's going to be enough for the Scarlet Hawks first down.
Another nice quick pass by John Hearns to Stephen Luna. You should be looking for that all night.
And I think you're going to see a lot more passing in this Milford offense as they look to mix things up perhaps a little more.
Yeah, they definitely relied on the run a little bit too much the past 2 weeks, so hopefully we see a change in that today.
As once again, Hearns in the shotgun. The back to his left, a receiver to either side, a man in the slot on the left side, and Hearns is going to call timeout. Perhaps a little play confusion there.
Yeah, I don't think he liked what he saw on defense there.
So he's going to head over and talk to Coach Joe Todd. Short timeout for the Scarlet Hawks as Hearns and Nunez will come back out to the field. And Milford against Holliston last week certainly started off a lot with the run here. So far, going to more of a mix. Perhaps we're going to see a lot more passing today as Hearns lines up in shotgun. Handoff taken up the middle. And the carrier will be brought down at around the 46. And on that carry, it was David Abrego.
Gain of 2 on the play.
Gain of 2 yards.
Second down, 8 at the 46.
Hearns is going to call it out, moving around the offense. Lines up in the shotgun. One man in the backfield. Hearns back to pass, looks over to the left side. He's in trouble and he's brought down in the backfield. Sack made by Donnie Foley.
Hearns nowhere to really go on that play, but tried to break it to the outside, and the defensive tackle caught up to him.
So that is a pretty big loss for the Scarlet Hawks, a loss of 9 yards. As Milford will line it up once again in the shotgun. This time Hearns with a back to his right, 2 receivers either side. Back to pass, looks over the left side, throws up the middle, and it's intercepted by the Black Knights, and it's taken back to the Milford 49-yard line. On the interception was Giovanni Pierce.
Number 36, Giovanni Pierce with the pick for the Black Knights.
7:32 left to go, and just when the Scarlet Hawks start to break out in the pass, Mike, that happens.
Yeah, I think Hearns tried to get to the second level there, and he just threw it over the top, and the Stoughton defender took care of it.
49-yard line.
So now the Black Knights offense back on the field. As Sayas lined up on center. 3 in the backfield, calls for motion from right to left, back to pass. Looks up the middle, and the pass is dropped. That would have been a touchdown. Kevin McDonald, the intended target.
I think he's looking for a flag on that play. He thought Nunez was holding him, but the play is nevertheless incomplete.
Right, I was just going to mention that. I think it was maybe the push at the end, too, after you saw the ball go by, but no flag thrown.
Little statement made there.
Right. And I don't think the push was intentional. I think it was just the defender trying to cover. So the Black Knights being very aggressive, throwing downfield deep to Kevin McDonald, and he's a receiver that could really get a huge break from this defense. Here we go once again, Sayas on center. 3-man set in the backfield, and a flag's going to go down as the carry is taken over to the right side. And I'm going to guess it was perhaps a false start or an offsides call. It's going against Milford. So I'll move Stoughton up 5 yards.
Milford really can't afford silly mistakes on these plays. It's going to cost them big here.
And Scarlet Hawks certainly a pretty well-disciplined team under new head coach Joe Todd, but penalties will be costly here, especially against a potent offense such as the Black Knights, as Sayas lines up on center. 3-man set in the backfield, calls for motion left to right. Hands it off to the middle man, and it's taken up the far side for a gain of 2 or 3.
Stoughton really relying on the triple option here, and Scarlet Hawks are really taking care of it right now. They're not biting on any of the motion or any of the dive plays after that touchdown.
And moves up to the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 3 for Stoughton. Gain of 2 on that play. The Black Knights line it up. Sayas on center. Sayas takes the snap. Gets it off to the motion man, moving right to left. Takes it up the left side, has a break to the 30, to the 20, and brought down at around the 15 by a number of Scarlet Hawks defenders.
Number 5, Lennox Green.
Lennox Green on the carry. And that is a big gain for the Black Knights.
First and 10, Black Knights.
It's going to be a 24-yard gain for Stoughton. So the offense certainly making progress here for Stoughton down the field. Milford has to find a solution defensively. As Sayas on center. Once again, a triple option in the backfield. A receiver lined up to the right side, and he's going to give it off to the middle man, breaking free and into the end zone. Touchdown, Black Knights. On the 12-yard touchdown, it was Malaki Baugh.
Malaki Baugh falls into the end zone.
Scarlet Hawks there looked like they had a big hole open in the middle, and Malaki took care of that one.
Now the extra point attempt by Joseph Girolamo. The snap and the kick sails through. 14-0 Black Knights as they take an early lead here on the Scarlet Hawks. 5:37 left to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Milford Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio and streaming online on WMRCDailyNews.com. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Milford Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio. Stoughton Black Knights off to an early 14-0 lead with 5:37 left to go. They are set for their 3rd kickoff of the game, right to left across your radio as Joseph Girolamo kicks it away in a low kick up the middle, picked up at around the 20-yard line, and it is taken up the middle, about a 15-yard kickoff return. On the return, it was Cole McNana. As it is marked at the 35, and that's where the Scarlet Hawks will start. Already down big in this game, and certainly going to have a nice offensive drive here.
Yeah, they'll look to try to keep the ball in their hands, eat a little clock away, and really right now they want to try to keep the ball out of Stoughton's hands.
Hearns lined up once again in the shotgun. A man in the backfield looks to the right side, back to pass, and was under defensive pressure and threw a low pass to David Abrego, and it's incomplete. 2nd and 10.
Hearns took a little pressure on that play, and that's where he really needs to learn how to take some pressure and still deliver the ball to his receiver.
Hearns lined up again in the shotgun. This time with a back to his right. Takes the snap, back to pass. Looks to the left side, and the pass is complete. About a 5-yard pickup as it sails into the hands of Steven Luna. 3rd time we've seen Hearns go to Luna tonight. 22 yards receiving for Luna.
Luna, only a junior this year, will look to keep that connection going throughout this season, and should be a big connection next season.
Hearns lined up in the shotgun, back to his right. Takes the snap and will take it himself up the middle to the 40 and gets to about the 44 before he's brought down. That'll bring up 4th and short. That's about a 5-yard pickup for Hearns. And you can't forget about Hearns on his feet. Has a good amount of speed.
Hearns almost a Colin Kaepernick-esque runner. He likes to run the ball a lot, and he also throws the ball very well.
Yeah, that's certainly a good comparison. I'm sure Hearns will be thrilled with that comparison.
Yes.
Hearns lines up in, and they're going to fake. Looked like they were going to fake it for a minute, but Hearns will actually kick it away. So the Scarlet Hawks choosing to punt on a 4th and 2. And they will down it at around the 10-yard line, and that's where the Black Knights will start their 3rd offensive drive of the game. So far, Stoughton 2 for 2 on offensive drives, as the first drive resulted in a one-play 74-yard touchdown. Then the second drive resulted in a 12-yard touchdown rush by Malaki Baugh. Receiver on the 74-yard touchdown was Derek Viveros for the Black Knights. Refs blow the whistle to continue play here as the Black Knights huddled up. Stanley Sayas lining up on center. And there's going to be a flag here. Stop in the play. And Stoughton's going to get pushed back, it looks like.
Looks like a delay of game penalty there.
Right, they did take a while in that huddle.
Yeah.
So that'll cost them 5 yards. And it was actually a timeout, no penalty on the play. So Stoughton took, I think, a little too long at the line and had to call the timeout. Sayas lined up on center. Man in the backfield, receiver to either side. Sayas calls for motion left to right, pitches it over to the motion man who takes it on the end around, and he'll be brought down at around the 20-yard line. Milwaukee ball on the carry for about a 7-yard pickup.
On the rush.
Second and 3 now for the Black Knights.
7 on the play, 2nd down and 3 at the 20-yard line.
Stoughton on the 20-yard line, and if you're the Black Knights, I think eating up clock is big here. Just keep running the ball, you're up 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, exactly. They try to take this one to the end of the first quarter and hopefully put some more points on the board.
Sayas lines up on center. 2 men in the backfield. Receiver to either side, motion from right to left. And it'll be taken up the middle for about a yard or 2. Ball carrier Joseph Girolamo.
Number 42, Joe Girolamo, the ball carrier.
Milford really staying disciplined on defense and not biting on any of the motion receivers or any of the other backs faking the ball. So props to them.
1st and 10, Black Knights at their own 24-yard line.
We've seen even Milford teams that have struggled throughout the season have very good defenses, especially last year's team. They had a terrific defense. They just could not get it going offensively. Sayas lined up on center, takes the handoff, back to pass, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. On the tackle, it was Scott DeCapua. So a sack for the lineman. Milford defense certainly picking it up here. Scarlet Hawks trying to get themselves back into the game, down 14-0.
Loss of 3 yards on the sack. 2nd down and 13. They're starting at their own 21.
Now, Mike, you mentioned earlier that you do some work for Hockomock Sports. Just after this play, very curious to what you're currently working on. So we'll get to more on that right after this play. Sayas on center. 2 men in the backfield on a wishbone formation. And it is going to be a false start for the Black Knights. That'll push them back 5.
5-yard penalty. That makes it 2nd down and 18.
So can you tell us about any of the pieces you're working on for Hockomock Sports?
So mostly in the fall, I'll cover the football and the soccer games and occasionally the girls' volleyball games. But my first piece for HockomockSports.com was the Milford football preview. That included predictions, both offensive, defensive, and covered the new coach, Joe Todd. And yeah, it's just been really a great experience with HockomockSports.com, and I hope to continue that relationship.
Terrific. It's certainly a tremendous website with everything you need to know about the Hockomock. As Sayas lines up on center, man in the backfield. Motion from right to left, back to pass, looking downfield. The pass is dropped by the intended target. Milwaukee Ball, great defensive play downfield by Jack DeSantis, knocking the ball out of the hands. Tremendous defense by Milford. You thought Milwaukee Ball might have had the defense burned on that play, but the Scarlet Hawks are able to knock it out of his hands.
Yeah, I think the secondary kind of put him into second gear there and reached out and slapped the ball away.
Now it's 3rd and 18, 1:06 left to go in the first quarter. Black Knights get back to the line. Sayas on center. And then in the backfield, looks over to the left to pass, and it is a short pass and complete. And brought up just past the 20-yard line. It's Joseph Girolamo, but that will not be enough, a 4-yard pickup.
Stoughton trying to outsmart Milford there with a short screen pass on 3rd and long, but looks like they outsmarted themselves on that play and have a long punt to go.
A nice job by the Scarlet Hawks defense putting a stop to that drive. As Stoughton lined up to punt it away to the Scarlet Hawks, who made a statement defensively. And the snap and the kick. The kick will take a couple Milford bounces from the 50. A couple Stoughton bounces, rather, and the Black Knights will down it at around the 38. On the kick, it was Lennox Green. So the Scarlet Hawks will start at the 39-yard line, 6.5 seconds left to go. So we'll have at least one play here in the first quarter. Hearns going to line it up once again in the shotgun. Hearns takes the snap and takes it himself up the middle. A nice option. Welcome back to Milford High School as you are listening to high school football coverage of the Stoughton Black Knights and the Milford Scarlet Hawks. We are set to begin the second quarter of play, 14-0. Stoughton on top as Hearns lines up in the shotgun with a back to his right. Two receivers lined up to either side. It's looking like they're going to go for the pass here. Hearns takes the snap, and no, they're not. Takes it up the middle for a nice pickup.
Looks to fake the screen there and head straight up the gut to almost gain the first. I don't think he got it there, though.
Just short, but a yard short. Gain of 4 on the play for Hearns. So far, 14 yards rushing for John Hearns. The Scarlet Hawks using a number of different plays here on offense. You're seeing a great mix of pass and run.
Yeah, the first 2 weeks looked to be a lot of the same plays, and it's nice to see them mixing it up now.
The Scarlet Hawks take it back to the line. Hearns in the shotgun. The man in the backfield motion from right to left. 2 receivers on the left, 1 on the right, and it's a handoff taken up the middle. Just past the 50-yard line, still on his feet. Barreling forward for the first down, plus a little extra. Is Quinton Orr. We haven't seen much of him this game, but a nice run there by Orr, just pushing that defense back and barreling forward. Hearns going to line it up again in the shotgun. He's looking to the sideline. Perhaps a little confusion. Hopefully they'll be able to get this off in time. The clock is at 9:27 right now. Still confusion. Hearns with a Abrego to the right side, and a timeout is going to be taken here by the Milford Scarlet Hawks. It seemed like a little offensive confusion. 9:18 left to go. Timeout on the field. We'll take one as well. You're listening to Milford Scarlet Hawks football on WMRC First Class Radio Sports. Welcome back to Milford High School off the timeout. And Hearns still looking at the sideline. They had a timeout. It seemed like there was a little confusion with the play call. Now it seems to be situated. Hearns with a Abrego to his right side, throws to the right side, and it's blocked by the defender. Barreling through the line and knocking down the pass was Joe Wilder. And that was a nice job by Wilder. He certainly saw the direction Hearns was going to go with that throw.
Yeah, I think the defense has kind of picked up on what type of play Milford is favoring tonight, but yeah, that was a great play.
2nd and 10 now from the 44. Hearns lines up in the shotgun. Quinton Orr in the backfield. Takes the snap and hands it off to Orr, who tries to take it up the middle, but another great defensive play by Joseph Girolamo, the linebacker, who has no problem getting through that Milford offensive line and making the tackle.
Girolamo, I think, coming through the secondary there and really just blasting through the Milford line and hitting Orr for a loss of pretty surmountable amount of yards.
3rd and 14 now as the Scarlet Hawks lose a couple more at the 48-yard line. Hearns lined up in the shotgun, a man in the backfield, a 3 receiver set. The option play. Fakes the handoff, takes it over to the left side and tries to get rid of it before he's brought down by a number of tacklers at around the 50-yard line, and I believe he did get rid of it in time.
Hearns with an unusual play there, pitching the ball out of bounds in front of him to avoid the sack.
A smart play. Certainly get rid of it rather than take the loss. The Scarlet Hawks will now punt it away as it is 4th down and 14 to go. The snap, and Abrego gets it away just barely. Punt was almost knocked down, took a little bit of time, but punts it right to about the 30-yard line and gets the edge, so it sails out of bounds. So about a 20-yard punt there for Abrego, and that's where the Black Knights will start.
His punt is down at the 33-yard line. 1st down and 10.
They're going to mark it at the 32. 25 left to go in the 2nd quarter. The Black Knights on top, 14-0. Milford defense, since those first 2 drives, though, have been holding strong and giving the Scarlet Hawks at least a chance to stay in this one.
Yeah, the first two drives with the touchdowns looked like hiccups for Milford, so hopefully they'll keep it together here.
Sayes on center, calls for motion from right to left, hands it off to the motion man, takes it up the left side. Brought down at around the 40-yard line. It was Malaki Baugh for an 8-yard pickup. Malaki Baugh has a 12-yard touchdown already in this game. It was the 2nd score for Stoughton. 8:03 and counting left to go.
2nd down and 2.
For the Black Knights here, just try to eat up as much as the clock as possible. And of course, hopefully your goal is to put up another score to try to get Milford out of this thing early.
Yeah, really relying on the run right now, and it's unusual, but they went over the top a few times, but they were unsuccessful, so they'll try to eat as much clock away as they can.
Sayes on center, takes the snap, and it will be a handoff taken up to about the 42. On the carry, it was Derek Viveros.
Milford defense really stepping it up in the middle right now. They're kind of getting eaten up on the outside, so hopefully they keep the pressure in the middle on this 3rd and barely 1-yard play.
Gain of 1 on the play. 3rd down.
Gain of 1 on that play by Viveros. As the Black Knights get back to the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 1, 7 minutes and counting left in the first half. Sayes on center, 2 men in the backfield. It's a handoff and taken by the right back up to about the 50-yard line on the carry. It was Malaki Baugh. They're going to mark it at the 49. That's going to be a 7-yard pickup. So another 1st down for the Black Knights as they keep the chains moving.
1st down and 10, Stoughton at their own 49-yard.
Sayes heads to the line of scrimmage. Lined up once again on center. Triple threat in the backfield. Sayes back to pass. Looks to the left side. Pass is complete. Past the 1st down to the 40. The 45 on his feet and taken down at the 30. And on the reception, it was Kevin McDonald. That's a 19-yard pickup.
Completion is good for Stoughton, 1st down.
Black Knights keep it moving. A nice pass there by Sayes. He thought they were going to run it once again, and he seemed like he had the defense fooled and was able to get the 1st down.
Yeah, they're really packing on the run and then fooling them with play action. It's a really smart move.
Sayes calls for motion from left to right, and he'll give it off to the right back, who takes it up to the 20 and brought down just past the 15. Another 1st down for the Black Knights. On the carry, it was Giovanni Piers. And That is once again going to move those chains.
16-yard gain on the play. First down and 10,
16-yard gain on the play.
14.
First and 10 at the 14-yard line for the Black Knights. Sayes lines up on center. One man in the backfield. A couple slot backs as well. Sayes calls for motion right to left. Hands it off to the motion man, and it looked like he got into the end zone, but they may call him out of bounds. There's a flag on the play. On the carry, it was Giovanni Pierce. This is going to be against the Black Knights. So the touchdown going to be waved off here.
I believe he was actually stopped right before the goal line, so it will be back even farther for the Black Knights.
That is going to be a false start called on the Black Knights. It moves them back to the 19. That is the third penalty of the game for Stoughton.
False start on Stoughton. 5-yard penalty. That'll make it first down and 15 from the 19.
First and 15 now. Sayes lines up on center again. Flex bone formation, motion left to right. Back to pass, looks downfield, and throws the screen to the right side. Taken to the 10, brought down at the 5. And just past the 5, it was Malaki Baugh with a nice pickup for the Black Knights.
Malaki Baugh really doing it all for the Black Knights tonight. He's running the ball really well and just had a great catch.
15-yard pickup for Baugh.
On the play. Second down and 1.
Black Knights just keeping with the short plays, just keep burning that clock.
Yeah, I think they were unsuccessful with the long plays, and they look to keep it short and let their backs do the running.
It'd be interesting to see what Milford changes defensively in the second half. Try to adapt to this Stoughton offense that has really gotten a lot of yards on you so far in this game. And a timeout is going to be taken by Stoughton.
Timeout, Stoughton.
Timeout called on the field. Oh, Sayes lines up on center. Triple threat in the backfield. Hands it off to the right back, who will take it up the middle for a short gain of maybe 2 on the carry.
Giovanni Pierce, the ball carrier.
There's Giovanni Pierce. It is going to be a gain of 3. Marked down at the 1-yard line.
Goal, Stoughton.
Oh, excuse me, it's actually down there at the 4-yard line, 2-yard line, so gain of 2.
Ball on the 2-yard line.
And Sayes takes the snap, hands it off to the right back, and that is taken up the middle. Did he get enough to get in? No sign yet, and it appears it's going to be short. So 1-yard pickup for Pierce.
Stoughton looking to go with the same play twice in a row there. Hopefully they can outsmart Milford, but they didn't get in.
Well, if you run it again, you only need a yard, so you got a pretty good chance here at getting another score. Sayes on center. Once again, a triple threat in the backfield, and it's going to be a handoff to Giovanni Pierce, and this time he will get in. A touchdown, a 1-yard touchdown run.
Number 36, Giovanni Pierce.
Third touchdown of the game for the Stoughton Black Knights.
For the extra point attempt.
And on the extra point attempt, it will be Joseph Girolamo, 2 for 2 so far today. The snap and the kick, and it's good. 21-0. The Black Knights on top of the Scarlet Hawks. Third touchdown of the game. We'll take a timeout. Girolamo kicking left to right across your radio. Tom Nappy, Mike Antonellis on the call. Girolamo lets it fly back to about the 20-yard line. And it's going to be taken up the middle for a return of about 16 yards.
Number 10, Eric Nunez on the return.
On the return, it was Eric Nunez. 3:14 left to go, and a 5-minute drive by Stoughton ate up a lot of clock of this second quarter. Scarlet Hawks have their work cut out for them if they want to try to get on the board before the half ends. Hearns in the shotgun, back to his left. They're going to go with a 4-receiver set. Back to pass, looks downfield, finds an opening in the middle, takes it up the middle, and gets to about the 44 before he's brought down after a fight with a number of defenders. About an 8-yard pickup for Hearns. Great vision up the field.
Hearns not really seeing anybody open on that play and decides to call his own number and bring it up the middle, and it paid off for him.
So far, 22 yards rushing for John Hearns.
Second down and 2.
Hearns again lines up in the shotgun, back to the left side. Back to pass now, looks to his left, now under pressure, and will throw it away as he rolls into the flats.
John Hearns' pass falls incomplete.
That'll bring up 2nd and 2. 3rd and 2, excuse me.
The offensive line there isn't giving John much time to throw the ball, and he has to make quick decisions to throw it out of bounds. That's the 2nd time here tonight.
Right, and at least he's been able to get the ball away those 2 times, so that would have been a huge loss there. 2:31 left to go. Milford trying to drive downfield here for the end of the first half. Hearns again lines up in the shotgun. A man in the backfield will hand it off to the tailback, and it'll be taken up the middle of the 49, and that's good for a first down, a 5-yard pickup by Quinton Orr.
Quinton Orr not seeing so much of the ball tonight as usual, and it's paid off. They have targeted him less, and he's been able to pick up more yards than he usually has been.
Hearns lined up in the gun, back to his right, back to pass. Looks to his left, now his right, all kinds of time, but will throw it to the left side, and Eric Nunez will haul it in, and they're going to say he was in bounds. So complete to the 45-yard line, and that is a 6-yard pickup.
Gain of 6 on the play.
Eric Nunez has an impressive stick right there. With such a small stature, he really rose to get that ball and brought it down and got 1 foot in to make the completion.
Nice job by Nunez staying inbounds as he was under all kinds of pressure. Hearns takes the snap, hands it off to the tailback, taken up the middle. It's Quinton Orr once again. A nice pickup, gets to about the 40-yard line, about a 5-yard pickup.
And that play is good for your Scarlet Hawks.
Another Scarlet Hawks first down. So Milford driving down the field here. 1:52 left to go in the half. And you're probably going to see some hurry up here.
Yeah, Milford will try to put some points on the board before the bell saves Stoughton.
Oh, confusion a little bit as Hearns comes over to the sidelines. Now gets back into a pistol formation. The lone man in the backfield. Hearns back to pass under all kinds of pressure as he rolls to his right, tries to throw downfield, and it's incomplete. His intended target downfield was Stephen Luna, but he was surrounded by defenders, and this secondary for the Black Knights has done a terrific job today.
Stephen Luna, being one of the premier receivers on this team, this game, was blanketed on that play. Pretty tough, so he won't be seeing the ball as much right now.
Stoughton has seemed to have slowed down Milford's passing game. Hearns again in the pistol, back to his left, back to pass, looks downfield, under pressure, and will get past the defender, gets past another one, and goes for a short gain on his feet. A nice job escaping a number of defenders, escaped 3 defenders, and ended up picking up a couple yards.
Hearns pretty elusive on that play, but is limping off the field as his team takes the timeout. So hopefully he's not too banged up on that play.
Welcome back to Milford High School. It is 20-0, 1:07 left to go. As the Scarlet Hawks continue to drive downfield, 3rd and 8 at the 38-yard line. Milford certainly going to have to hurry it up if they want to try to get in the end zone before the end of the half. Hearns lined up in the gun, back to pass, looks over to his left, under pressure, and now will take it himself. It will be good for another small gain, but will bring up 4th down for Milford.
Stoughton secondary looking to be covering every receiver on that play and having to make Hearns make his own decisions. And so far, Hearns has been successful on that with a short gain there.
It's marked at the 44-yard line, a gain of 2 yards.
From the Stoughton 36.
Hawks looking to be going
36-yard line, excuse me, sorry, go ahead.
Hawks looking to be going for it on this play with about 4th and 6.
Yeah, I don't think you have a choice here but to go for it. Less than a minute left. You're at the 36. Hearns is going to take the snap from the shotgun, back to pass. He's under pressure. He's going to take it himself up the left side, escapes a defender, but a collision at the 30 will bring him down. But that is a pickup of about 6 yards, and it's very close to a 1st down.
I think they're going to have to bring out the chains for this one. This one looks to be too close to call.
Yeah, I figured you'd need the chains in this one. It seems like he was right there, and it's going to be just short. It's going to be 4th. It's going to be a turnover on down, so the Black Knights get the ball back. And Hearns has really been probably the biggest running threat for Milford so far today. As Sayas on center is going to hand it off, and it's going to be taken up the left side on the end around the 40, the 45, the 50, on his feet at the 40, the 30, breaking free and rolling into the end zone for the touchdown.
Number 5, Lennox Green.
Lennox Green with a huge touchdown. 68-yard touchdown. And that is the second big break.
His kick is good, successful.
The extra point is knocked through, and it's 27-0. Girolamo 3 for 4 on extra points. 35.2 seconds left to go in the first half. Stoughton will kick it away once again, getting a huge breakaway by Lennox Green, a 68-yard touchdown run. And that certainly hurts Milford, just getting that touchdown right at the end of the half, as the kickoff is going to be a low kickoff. Will take a few rolls on the ground and bounces back to about the 30 before being taken up to about the 36.
With the clock running out in the half, I think Milford will try to go deep on these next few plays if they can and try to get something on the board before the half ends.
Right, I think here you might want to try perhaps maybe even a Hail Mary, we'll see, who knows. But we do know John Hearns has a good arm, so it is a potential option for that.
Yeah, John Hearns with a pretty impressive arm. He's only a junior this year, but let's see what they can put together right here.
As Hearns going to line up in the gun. One man in the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and he's going to hand it off. Taken at the 40 up to about the 44, an 8-yard pickup. And on the carry, it was Quinton Orr.
Timeout, Milford.
Another timeout taken by Milford. 19.8 seconds left to go now in the half. And I think the Scarlet Hawks there were hoping for a huge break on the run as the Black Knights got on the previous drive.
Yeah, Milford trying to work the outside a little bit more as the line isn't really holding the inside well with the tremendous amount of pressure that's been on Hearns and the rest of the backs.
Milford will hold it up on the timeout as Quinton Orr left over to the sidelines to talk to Coach Todd. Scarlet Hawks, a couple plays left here before the half expires, going to really try to get on the board to stay in this game. Hearns lined up in the pistol. Man in the backfield, and will hand it off to the tailback. It'll be taken up the middle. Quinton Orr still fighting for yards before he's brought down finally in a big pig pile of defenders at around the 46.
Quinton Orr, the ball carrier.
That is going to be about an 8-yard pickup, but that will expire the half. Milford finds themselves down 27-0 to the Stoughton Black Knights. The Scarlet Hawks certainly have their work cut out for them. And the Scarlet Hawks have their work cut out for them in this second half as Joseph Girolamo lines it up to kick it away. And the kickoff is a low sailing kickoff, gets to about the 25 and will be returned for a little more than 15 yards. So pretty good field position for Milford to start the second half.
They're starting going short on every kick so far. They've gone to the second to last level of Milford players. Don't really know why they're keeping it away from the Milford lead returners, but that seems to be their game plan tonight.
Well, the Scarlet Hawks certainly have some speed in the backfield on the returns, and
First down and 10 Milford at their own
Stoughton
40-yard line.
doing a good job at not allowing Milford to utilize that. As Hearns lines up in the gun, back to his left. Two receivers to the right side, one lined up on the left. Hearns takes the snap and will fake the handoff and gets up to about the 50, the 45, on his feet at the 40, and he's brought down at the 35. A huge first down for John Hearns. And that is going to be a 24-yard pickup. And Hearns has certainly been a threat on his feet today. 58 yards rushing for John Hearns. As the Scarlet Hawks trying to work their way back into this game. Hearns calls it out. We'll line up again in the shotgun, back to his left. Receiver to either side with a slot back to the left. Hearns takes the snap, throws up the middle, and it's complete. And trying to get around the defenders, but will actually work his way backwards, so that turns into negative progress as Pete Schuler, the big tight end, made the catch, but was trying to get away from the defenders and ended up being taken down for a loss.
Yeah, Pete Schuler with a great catch over the middle, but nowhere to go upfield, decides to go outside and doesn't make any progress on that play.
Second down, 11.
Well, you got to remember the golden rule about receiving. Always keep moving forward. As Hearns heads over to the sideline to get the play call. Second and 11 from the 37-yard line. We're here at the start of the third quarter. Hearns lines up in the shotgun, back to his left, two receivers to the right, and one man to the left. Hearns will take it himself up the middle on his feet at the 30, and will be brought down at around the 27-28.
Hearns with great vision on the read option and faked out pretty much the entire defense on that play and picked up about 8 or 9 yards.
9 yards on the
9-yard pickup for Hearns on that play as he continues being a threat on the ground. Hearns this time will line up in shotgun, man in the backfield, and he will hand it off. It'll be taken up the middle, and on his feet still is George Chocolos trying to work his way upfield, but he will be brought down after a minimal gain, but it is enough to move the chains. So first down. The ball is going to be marked at the 25-yard line, a 3-yard pickup on that run.
First down 10 Milford from the Stoughton 25.
That's Chocolos' first carry of the game. Hearns lines up in the pistol, man in the backfield. Motion from right to left. Hearns will hand it off, and it'll be taken up the middle by Abrego, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 2 or 3. So the Scarlet Hawks start, and they're going to mark it at the 21, so a 4-yard gain on that for Abrego, and the Scarlet Hawks really doing a great job at working their way upfield this drive. They're starting to make progress on this defense and maybe wear them down a little bit.
Yeah, they're coming up big on offense right here with a few read options, but looked like John Hearns stepped off the field there hobbling. He's grabbing his leg. I don't know if it's a cramp or what it is.
So Hearns out of the game, and now the quarterback is Zach Lanzetta, and he'll throw a pass to the right side, and it's incomplete.
Zach Lanzetta, only a sophomore with minimal varsity experience, so he's going to have to come up big here for the Scarlet Hawks as they're in the almost in the red zone here looking to score.
21-yard line, 3rd and 6, and John Hearns hopefully is okay as he was taken out of the game, as he was shooken up a little bit after that last play. Zach Lanzetta, the sophomore, in at quarterback, standing at 5'11". Will line up in the pistol, back to his right. 2 receivers to the left side. Lanzetta will take the snap and hand it off, and it will be a end around to the left side. And on the carry was George Chocolos. And they are going to mark this one down at about the 18-yard line, 19-yard line.
4th down and 4 from Scarlet Hawks.
As Lanzetta lines up on center, back to pass, throws to the right side, and it's complete. And that will be enough for Scarlet Hawks first down as they are able to convert on 4th and 4.
And that play is good for Scarlet Hawks.
And the sophomore coming up big there with a risky pass over the middle to their go-to receiver, Pete Schuler.
Pete Schuler hauling in another reception there. As Lanzetta lines up and the gun, hands it off, taken up the middle by Abrego, and he gets to about just past the 5-yard line.
David Abrego, the ball carrier.
And they'll mark him down at around the 4.
Gain of 8 on the play.
Nice pickup by Abrego.
And it looks like here John Hearns coming back in the game, less hobble in his step. Maybe it was just a cramp or just a stinger on that play.
That's certainly a good sign. You hate to lose Hearns at this point. But Lanzetta certainly did a pretty good job when he was in there, kept the offensive drive going. And now they're going to line up in a single wing formation. Hearns on center will take the snap, hands it off to the tailback, taking up the middle, and is it into the end zone? Yes, it is. Scarlet Hawks touchdown. George Chocolos on the 2-yard touchdown run. And the Scarlet Hawks on the board for the first time tonight, 27-6. They will maybe attempt the extra point here. The extra point is blocked, and it will be taken by the Scarlet Hawks and down, so 27-6 it stays after a 2-yard touchdown run gets the Scarlet Hawks on the board.
And welcome back to WMRC's coverage of Milford High School football. Milford finally getting on the board tonight. And the kickoff to Stoughton takes a Milford bounce, picked up by number 34 of Stoughton. With a return of roughly 9 yards on that kickoff. 5:47 remain in the 3rd period. Your score, Stoughton 27, Milford 6.
Stoughton's return goes out to the 29-yard line. First down and 10, Black Knights at their own 29.
Stoughton. Stanley Solos with a direct snap and a pitch out to the running back for a short yardage play there.
Gain of 5 on the play. 2nd down and 5.
Gain of 5.
At their own 34.
So it's 2nd and 5 at the Stoughton 34 here. And Saw on the center again, 2 in the backfield. And it's a handoff to 25 as he takes it up the middle for a first down.
Number 25, Malachi Vaughn, the ball carrier.
Malachi, who's been running up and down the field today for Stoughton.
His rush is good for Stoughton, first down.
Yeah, Malachi really using Milford's defense to his advantage today, and has a few big runs on his hands as well as a touchdown.
First down and 10, Stoughton.
One thing Milford is having a hard time with lately is stopping the run. Last week they had a hard time, and their growing pains seem to be growing here tonight.
Yeah, they've improved a little bit, but they still have to work on a few things in regards to the run defense.
Sajos under center, and another handoff to Lennox Green.
Tackled by a gang of Milford defenders there, and they've definitely improved their tackling as the night has gone on. The first few plays of the game, they were arm tackling a lot, and it's been positive progress for Milford so far this evening.
Well, letting up their first play being a touchdown, a 74-yard touchdown, they certainly have put the clamps on the Stoughton Black Knights. Still marginally enough time in this game for a Milford rally. Although Milford's going to need some stops on defense.
Yeah, Milford has to not let Stoughton bring the ball all the way down the field, even if it's for no points. They really eat up the clock tonight with a few 5 and 3, 5, even 6-minute drives.
Direct snap, Sajos pitches to Malachi again for a gain of 6.
25, Malachi Hall.
So Stoughton chipping their way down this field again, killing as much time as possible.
Gain of 5 yards on the play. That brings up 3rd down and 3.
Both teams with a few big drives tonight that have led to scores. So there hasn't been too many opportunities for either team to have stops, but hopefully Milford can put the vice on here and get this big 3rd down stop.
Sajos under center. And it's a snap to Malachi again as he turns the corner, brings it down the field, down the sideline, and he may take this one he may have stepped out here. I see the end zone ref point. Oh, no, he did not, and it is a touchdown.
Big run again there by Malachi, and he always brings it to the outside there and takes it to the second level and really kicks into second gear and just blows away the Milford secondary.
Going for the extra point here, looking for a 28-point lead here. And the kick is up.
I believe the kick was tipped on that.
Yeah, you're right, and it is no good. So the score remains 33-6 here. Welcome back here to WMRC's coverage of Milford High School football. Stoughton Black Knights added to their lead tonight, up 33-6 late in the early 3rd quarter. Stoughton kicks off to Milford, and that is brought up the field by the up man to about the 40-yard line. And just when everything starts to somewhat get going for Milford, putting together a good drive, Stoughton comes back.
Yeah, Milford kind of shot themselves in the foot there with a few big stops and kept them down to about 3rd and 7, and then they just let up a big run, and it really just it doesn't help when Milford can't put together a decent stop on defense.
Yes, that Stoughton Black Knight touchdown was a 52-yard scamper by Bo Malachi down the sideline. He's having a great night tonight for Stoughton, and that's a direct snap to John Hearns as he can take it right up the middle for a gain about 9. That's going to bring it almost up to midfield here.
Gain of 8 yards on the play. 2nd down and 2.
2nd and 2 here. 2 minutes remaining in the 3rd. John Hearn in the shotgun. And he takes a snap, and it's a handoff. That's going to go for a loss here. Quentin Orr, the ball carrier. And that's going to make it 3rd and 3.
And Quentin Orr is seeing less touches than usual tonight for Milford, and he's really come up big with a few big runs here, but a loss of 3 yards on that play ends up with a Milford 3rd and 4.
Hearn in the shotgun formation here, and takes a snap. And actually, John's going to take it himself for a minimal yardage here.
On the keeper.
About 2 yards shy of the 2 or 3 yards shy of the first down. And that's going to bring up 4th and 3 for Milford.
Hearns with an uncharacteristic decision right there by not handing the ball off to his open running back that had a lane open for him that could have got the first down, but a very uncharacteristic mistake for John.
Yeah, the hesitation there, he may have been thinking too much on that play when just taking it up himself. So Milford's going to punt this one away, and it's a wobbly punt that takes a Stoughton bounce and will be smothered by Milford at the 30-yard line.
36, David Abrego.
Welcome back to WMRC's coverage of Milford High School football. Stoughton Black Knights enjoying their 33-6 game that they've been forced on Milford here, winding seconds of the third quarter.
Second down and 21 for Stoughton.
I think Stoughton's just going to take a...
Yeah, I think Stoughton's going to just let this clock run out here.
So with a big loss on that first down, on that first play of this series of downs, and it did not put them in a great hole as it's about.
Three down and 21, Stoughton at their own 20.
My co-broadcast partner, Mike, here. Tell us what you've been seeing so far in this game.
Well, we've been seeing a lot of Stoughton action here tonight, and it's been pretty much all Stoughton the whole game. And Milford's just trying to put as many points on the board as they can.
And I think Milford has another chance here as Stoughton has just fumbled the handoff. And I believe
On the play. It's recovered by the Scarlet Hawks.
and it is recovered by the Milford Scarlet Hawks, so they're going to have another opportunity here to get some more points on the board.
Already inside the red zone, the Scarlet Hawks will look to capitalize on this uncharacteristic mistake by Stoughton.
And Milford not having the luxury of playing teams that turn the ball over that often.
No, minimal mistakes by all of the teams they played so far, and that's really how it goes throughout the rest of their schedule. Lots of discipline with these Hockomock teams.
So John Hearns in the shotgun, and it's a direct snap to Hearns as he's going to take it to himself up the middle as he's brought down roughly around the 7-yard line of Stoughton. And that's enough for a first down, which will stop the clock.
Scarlet Hawks.
Number 25 for Stoughton, one of their key running backs. He goes by Milwaukee. He went down on that play and was slow to get up. So that's a scary moment there for Stoughton, and hopefully he is all right.
Yes, let's hope so, especially with injuries in football. John Hearns takes it up the middle, and it's going to be enough for a Milford touchdown. Another direct snap to John Hearns in the shotgun as he just takes it himself for the QB keeper up the middle for a Milford Hawks touchdown.
And Milford on that play, relying on John Hearns the most, and he's really been the biggest part of Milford's offense so far this evening.
And Milford is in desperate need of points tonight. Take them any way as possible as Milford scores on that Stoughton fumble in their own red zone. Nunez for the extra point attempt, and it is good. So with that said, it is now 33-13 Stoughton. 10:18 remaining in this fourth quarter action. We'll be right back here on WMRC First Class Radio and streaming live on WMRCDailyNews.com. And welcome back to the fourth quarter here. Jared Aldi alongside Mike Antonalis. You're doing a great job tonight, too, doing color commentating, I have to say.
Thank you very much. It's my first time, and I'm enjoying myself here tonight.
Well, glad to have you here. Milford kicks off here. Nunez from the 40 as he pop kicked that one up in the air as it brings Stoughton. It brings Stoughton off guard here, and Milford may have recovered that one.
Milford has recovered.
And they have recovered that one. That was skied in the air about 30 yards high in the air. Took a Milford bounce. Nobody was there for Stoughton as Milford recovers this one in great field position and actually short field position. Milford making it interesting in the fourth quarter here.
Yeah, Milford kind of coming to life here, and this could get interesting with enough time left and only down 20 points. That can be quick points for Milford as they make quick work of this kickoff here.
John Hearns in the shotgun, and it's another direct snap to John Hearns up the middle as he takes it for about 5 on that play.
And John Hearns really relying on the read option still, and it's been his bread and butter here tonight. He's been able to exploit this defense from every part of the field.
Now, yeah, and he's definitely been finding holes up the middle. Don't you think Stoughton should try to contain the middle? I mean, John is just tearing it up the field.
Yeah, John's really, it's weird because at the beginning of the game, Stoughton's defensive line was eating up Milford, and it's really been a total change of events here.
And it's certainly swinging Milford's way as Hearns takes it in the shotgun, and it's complete to Pete Schuler, and that's going to be enough for a Milford Hawks first down as the crowd comes alive here.
And Pete Schuler's hands like glue out there. I haven't seen him drop an easy pass in a long, long time.
The only lone score last game against Holliston was a 53-yard hookup to Pete Schuler. John Hearns and Schuler trying to establish that chemistry there, and it brings Milford closer there as they are on the 12-yard line. Hearns coming back from the sideline with the play here, still in the shotgun. 9:11 to go in this game. Snap to Hearn as he hands off to 24 as he tries to turn the corner there.
Quinton Orr with a big run on that play, and he cuts it down to about the 10, or I think maybe the 9 or the 8 on that play, and Milford really just chipping away at this Stoughton defense who looks tired.
Yes, they do, especially after the drive that was put together last. The fumble on the kickoff return, and now Milford's back out on the field here. This is exactly what Milford needs to go to kind of jumpstart their season. John Hearn in the shotgun. As he drops back, and he's ready to throw, and he fumbles the ball.
Oh, they call it incomplete.
Yep, the tuck rule, it looks like.
John Hearns' pass is ruled incomplete.
All New England fans are familiar with the tuck rule, and that is an incomplete pass as Milford gets away with one there, as you would say, and that stops the clock at 8:22.
Third down and 7.
John Hearns feeling a little pressure on that play, tried to step up in the pocket, which is something he usually doesn't do. He usually doesn't. He kind of has quick feet, so he likes to go to the outside, but he tried to step up on that play, and it almost worked. He just had it knocked away.
Well, 3rd and 7 here, definitely two-down territory here as Milford trying to climb back in this one. Certainly making it interesting here late in this game. Hearns in the shotgun, and it's going to be a direct snap to John Hearns as he's going to take this one up the middle again, and he's close to a first down. No official word. Yes, he is.
And we look like we have someone down on the play.
Yeah, someone down on the play here. I do believe it is a first down.
Fourth down and 2, Milford at the 4-yard line.
Oh, welcome back to WMRC's coverage of Milford High School football. As Milford goes in with the score, it is a Lanzetta hookup. On 4th and 2, John Hearns come out of the game. He did take quite a hit, but he is okay as he walks off under his own power. Milford's and Hearns coming right back into this one. And Nunez gets the extra point right up the middle. 33-20 your score here. Milford making it very interesting and making it only a two-possession game, two-score game. once again, if you're tuning in late, Milford has made this one interesting. Only down 13 here with 8 minutes to go in the fourth quarter. Roughly 8 minutes to go. John Hearns went down on the prior play as backup quarterback Zach Lanzetta gets the touchdown pass here. Don't know who that was to. That was just so much.
I believe it was to Quentin Orr, number 24 of Milford, the Milford running back, but we don't know for sure. It was a lot of chaos out there.
Yes, it was. That's unofficial, but Zach Lanzetta comes in for the temporarily injured John Hearns and gets a touchdown as Nunez does pop this one up in the air again, and Stoughton does not have a hard time with the reception on that one as they smother that one roughly at the...
It was the 25
Yeah, I see, yeah, about the 25-yard line.
Kickoff is down at the Stoughton 24-yard line. First and 10, Black Knights.
So Milford, has had some time on the bench here on defense. Let's see, quick 3 and out here.
Yeah, Milford's defense not having to come out before the fourth quarter had started, and Milford's offense taking care of those two scores there. So we got some fresh legs out on the field right now.
And it's a handoff to Lennox Green there as he picks up a few.
Minimal gain on that play. He was for one of the first times tonight, Milford's defense stopped the outside run, and it's hopefully they can keep that momentum of the offense scoring up and try to keep Lennox Green and the rest of the Stoughton running backs out of the end zone.
Yes, that's correct. This is the time if you have a 27-7 lead going late in the game, you start chipping away at the clock, play keep away. Milford has broke that, and I don't know how far they broke the spirits of Stoughton, but plenty more football here at Milford High. Stanley Saggio under center as he hands off to Malachi, number 25, as he takes it down the right sideline, still going as he gets tackled out of bounds.
And Milford's defense having to gang tackle again, and they're tackling more of with their arms and less of their body, and it's really helped Stoughton tonight gain the extra yards after contact on the play.
And that's enough. Bo Malachi takes it for a first down. Stoughton still has a 13-point lead over here. Milford making it tough for Stoughton to close this one out. Saggio's down, snaps it, throws it behind him to number 5, Lennox Green, as he takes it for roughly about a 5-6 yard gain there.
Number 5, Lennox Green, the ball carrier.
Lennox Green doing a lot with that play with his feet, as it was a pass out to the flat by the Stoughton quarterback. So he made the move out there and got to the second level like he's done all night.
Saggio's being pretty daring there, throwing behind the play too.
Yeah, especially with what Milford's done with their turnovers, almost risking a fumble there. But
enough confidence to throw behind them and keep this clock running. Just under 6 minutes to go in this game. If you're just tuning in, it's 33-20 Stoughton Black Knights. Saggio's under center again, one in the backfield. And it's a fumble. Looks like Stoughton may have recovered this one, though. And a late flag on the play. We'll see what this one is.
I think a little extracurricular activity between Stoughton and Milford players down there. So we will see.
Yes, and it's against Stoughton as they're backing this one up.
There's a personal foul on Stoughton. That will take them back a pretty surmountable amount of yards.
So Milford getting their breaks here in the fourth quarter as they're looking to get the ball back
Personal foul on Stoughton.
Smoking hot offense right now.
15-yard penalty on the Black Knights.
So Stoughton still backing up here. Quite a penalty to take.
Milford elects to accept the penalty and take the second along instead of the 3rd and 8 on that play.
Oh. 3rd and 20 here.
Third down and 20.
And here is Milford's opportunity here to stop this. Sajos under center here. And it's going to be a snap to Bo Malachi as he takes it for about 10, but way short of a Stoughton first down here. It will be fourth down as Milford's going to get this one back here.
Stoughton's punt is down inside the 5.
Welcome back here to WMRC's coverage of Milford Hawks football as Lennox Green punts the ball and gets a good Stoughton punt here as it pins Milford at their own 4-yard line with 4:16 remaining in this game.
And that's the best thing Stoughton could have done for themselves is pin Milford down in their deep in their own on their own side of the field. So Milford has to rely on their passing game more, which is not their strongest suit tonight.
John Hearn in the shotgun. As he's going to take this one up again in the middle, and nothing happening there as he gets drilled there for a safety. Stoughton's going to get this safety here.
Stoughton with the safety, and they get the ball back on a Milford punt. So this could be the final nail in Milford's coffin, but we will see here with 4:11 left in the game.
Although being down 27-0 at the half, coming back, making this interesting, this crowd has boisterously come to life. And regardless of the outcome of this game, you know, Milford's put on a good show tonight. Yeah,
there's lots of good positives to take from this game, and Milford should not hang their heads regardless of this score. They put more points on the board tonight than they have all season. So the offense is clicking, the defense needs a little work, everywhere needs improvement, but that's just the up and downs of high school football.
That's right. Nunez trying to go for an onside kick there that was unsuccessful. Milford's going to give the ball over to Stoughton at the 35-yard line with 4 minutes to go here in this game.
And Stoughton's offense tonight really taking their time getting to the ball and taking a lot of time in the huddle and just eating away at Milford's time to stop their offense.
As Stanley Sajos hands off to Lennox Green as gets a 8-yard gain on that play. And just starts the clock up for Stoughton. I've seen a lot of different things happening this season for the Milford Hawks, but one thing has been improving on is their defense.
Yeah, the defense at first, especially against Marlboro, was not the greatest defense in the world, and they have definitely made improvements tonight from the past 2 weeks, and they will look to make even more improvements through this game tonight. I know I talked to a lot of players that said it's constant film watching and just fundamentals over and over and over again.
Sajos under center as he hands off to Bo Malachi.
And Bo Malachi not really going anywhere on that play, trying to take it to the outside, and a gang of Milford tacklers really just eat him up on that play.
Third down and 3 coming up for the Stoughton Black Knights here. If you're just tuning in, Stoughton enjoying a 15-point lead over Milford.
That brings up third down and 2.
And the clock has stopped. Now the ref will start the clock again. Sajos under center. Man in motion. And that's going to be a handoff to number 42, Joseph Girolamo, for a touchdown. Joseph Girolamo with a 27-yard touchdown run.
And Joseph Girolamo taking that one up the middle and breaking it outside, cutting right at the end, and he stumbles his way into the end zone for 6. That is his first touchdown tonight. He has just had a great game on both sides of the ball for Stoughton.
Stoughton ready to go for the extra point, and it is good. Oh, no good. Excuse me.
His kick is no good. Try unsuccessful.
And welcome back to WMRC's coverage of Milford High School football. 41-20 your score here as Stoughton kicks off. Fielded by
Number 42, Blake Hill.
Blake Hill.
And Blake Hill being one of the only freshmen on this varsity team, he plays mostly defense, and it's nice to see young underclassmen out there developing and just really perfecting his skills. That he is a terrific athlete and is just an all-around great player.
Blake Hill listed at 6 feet, 180 pounds, and listed as a running back and also on defense as well.
And I think that even that 6 feet might just be a program height. He might even be shorter, maybe closer to 5'10", 5'11", maybe. He is a very small player, but a very terrific athlete.
John Hearn in the shotgun, drops back in the pocket, gets flushed out and throws to David Abrego to the left sideline. 2:40 remaining in this game. Hearn's on the shotgun, and he drops back, throws over the middle to Pete Schuler. I think you should be looking for him a lot more often in any game, as they are a great tandem.
Yeah, Pete Schuler at about 6'3", about 180, 190 pounds. He's just a big kid who can get open as easily as anyone else, and they should definitely hook up more often.
Hearns in the shotgun once again, and that pass is batted down.
Looking for Pete Schuler on that play, and
that was Joseph Girolamo on the. What is the correct pronunciation of his?
It's Girolamo.
Girolamo. Okay, yes, Joseph Girolamo with a knockdown on that play.
There's a 4th down and 3 for Milford.
That's going to bring up a 4th and 3 for Milford. Hearns showing very confident in the shotgun here as he takes a snap, drops back, and is dropped by Nunez. As Milford's going to turn this ball over on down.
And Milford would have had the first down on that play, but it looked like Nunez heard footsteps behind him and wanted to run before he even caught the ball. So
that was right in the numbers. Hearns delivered a great pass to him.
Right in a good spot, but just couldn't hold on to it. Credit to Milford for putting as many points on the board as they did and holding Stoughton to what seems like a lot of 41 points, but is really not in comparison.
No, and as we're talking here, Stoughton is just in victory formation as Sajos just takes a knee on that one to keep this ball away from Milford. For one more knee as Stoughton's just going to run this clock out, and they will be victorious against Milford. As your final score here at Milford High School, Stoughton Black Knights 41, your Milford Scarlet Hawks 20.